And representing Supreme Team Nigga Gene.
Team Nigga Gene.
How crazy is it that we have nuclear weapons and we could just blow up a whole continent if we wanted to? But we don't. We're just like, no, we'll just give you this bomb instead. We're not going to kill all of you. We'll just drop this little one on you. But we got these other ones. Watch out.
How crazy is it that after 9/11, a guy put in a fucking paper about the most likely to be hit sites in America, pretty much gave him a fucking target list. And guess what was the most fucking high priority one on there? The Rock Island Arsenal. You live right by.
It wasn't number one, but it was pretty high on the list. I remember.
Well, it stores one of the because they're pussies. They can't get that far inland. They weren't willing to. They were willing to lose a couple towers and a couple thousand lives, but they weren't willing to lose their nuclear weapons. So the government did not want to set that up, just like they set up 9/11. Comment if you think differently, because I'll argue this shit all day long. We'll get you on the podcast right now.
You're about to hate me, and I'll never tell him. I know he'll never watch this, but that Roy dude, almost has me on the other side. I almost believe that 9/11 was just some fucking asshole terrorist.
Can't.
Oh, dude. He's so smart.
He is smart with the statistics and the motherfucking and all that
he just
good
believes
shit, but...
he just believes what the commission report says. And the commission was put together by Bush. It wasn't even independently done, so I don't know. There's a lot of question marks, and he's got some good answers for some of them, though. That's for sure.
They were supposed to be done with them separately, and instead, what they decided to do was they're supposed to be interviewed separately. Bush and his VP, which I think was Cheney, but I don't remember because I'm fucking stoned. And they were supposed to interview them separately, and they were supposed to create their own commission's report. The people that interviewed, well, they interviewed in the same room, had the exact same story verbatim. And the Bush administration picked and threaded and essentially edited and mastered the fucking commission's report. George Bush said in a fucking interview that he saw the first plane hit on TV.
So,
and he was supposedly watching or reading fucking books to kids in Texas.
I know, but George Bush is also a fucking idiot.
So
after all the recent arguments with that fucking Roy dude, my new theory is that our government was well aware of what was going on, and the planes did hit the Twin Towers, but they took it as an advantage to take out Tower 7 too, to destroy evidence. I think they knew what was going to happen and took it as an advantage to get rid of some shady shit.
Well, they got warned by 1,001 people with Pearl Harbor. Look, this is all I'm saying. They allowed NORAD. Anyone who cares, and actually, I'm gonna start after I get done with these comments real quick. It is Tony Weeks, that son of a bitch. This one guy said if you don't do the next fight campaign from that little green table with the pink chair, he's unsubscribing.
Oh, the children's table. It's the Ninja Turtles table. You better respect, goddammit.
Oh, it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles table. And look at our logo. What's good? And the guy's name. And the guy's name is
my daughter's. The pink chair's my daughter's. The blue one too, you son of a bitch.
Anyway, anyone who's still watching around that cares about 9/11, I don't give a fuck what positive information there is. There's a few things that just tell me right off the bat that this thing's motherfucking fake. And here's some of them right here.
What do you mean by fake?
It's fake news. 9/11 didn't happen.
Oh, we're not talking. Stop it.
I'm fucking around. All right, so look. That's not what I'm fucking talking about. Okay, so.
But you said it. Now they're going to clip that out. They're going to clip that out 10 years from now when you're famous. Nick Gus says 9/11 never happened.
And then I'll argue it for devil's advocate purposes on the TV. What's good?
No, they're not going to let you on the TV because you're a 9/11 denier.
I'm the 9/11 deniers. If anyone's seen the new Louis C.K. fucking skit, have you seen that?
No, I don't really like Louis C.K. that much.
His new one's hilarious. His first jokes got awful, but the rest of the show he had me rolling. He said when they were talking about 9/11 deniers on the TV, his daughter thought that there were 9 people who denied the number 11. The 9/11.
Oh no. That's funny.
Anyway, reasons why I think 9/11, the official commission's report is bullshit is because NORAD. There's a simulation for NORAD, which is our fucking aerial defense system, which is ridiculously good. They can scramble jets in 90 seconds to get them sent off from multiple different strips. It's a ridiculous system. They can shoot shit down from the sky, easy. On the day of 9/11, they were doing a fucking test, like a simulation that involved planes running into fucking buildings. And when the calls started coming in to NORAD about the planes, they said, there's audio. The guy, he says, is this it?
Good.
You motherfucker.
It was watching you anyway. Shut up and talk.
They asked them when the calls came in for NORAD, they said, is this a drill? Is this a simulation or is this real? They had like fucking 200, 300 blimps. They were scrambling jets everywhere but where they needed to go.
Dick Cheney told him not to shoot shit down. And but okay, so I understand. I agree with there's some question marks around
Big
that.
ass spider crawling on your fucking window.
No, it's a moth outside of the window.
Fuck.
But do you think did planes hit the towers?
Oh,
no?
For sure. For sure planes hit the towers.
Do you think that's what caused those? Do you think that's what caused the first two towers to go down?
Nope. There are I don't know, I can't tell you exactly when it happened, but before the actual attacks themselves, there were people in the bottom floors and on multiple different levels, and the trade centers were shut down for like renovations. They had big teams in there. I think they were doing saw cuts on the beams. If you look up right now the definition of ground zero, just type in ground zero definition. It will say the place above or below the impact of a nuclear explosion. It doesn't have to be a big nuclear. It doesn't have to be. Nukes can be, this small. Nukes can be as big as you want them to be. I mean, you can have small bombs and little bombs. All I'm saying is that there's so many things that tell me
that there's no evidence of nuclear aftermath though.
What about the molten metal, the molten magma that was completely?
But hey, nuclear bombs destroy the whole environment of where they're at. There's nuclear waste stuff. You can't live somewhere where nuclear stuff is going on.
It was all they excavated the fuck out of that place, and now it's fucking bare on top of hundreds of tons of concrete.
Radiation, Nick. It would have been in the air and stuff.
It's down under the fucking rubble. It was possibly in the basement. And if it's small, if this isn't fucking a Hiroshima Nagasaki nuke, if there was one, I'm not saying there was, but the ground zero definition does give me a little bit of, a tweak. But what I'm trying to say is, look, there's just so much shit that goes against it. I mean, that molten metal that you thought Roy argued with you about, did you know that molten metal did not come up on the commission's report on any page? That was never discussed. No, but I'm pretty sure that's been proven to be aluminum, right? No. Aluminum melts. No. And aluminum melts, but aluminum does not stay like that for like fucking 10 days. I don't remember the exact amount of days, so don't quote me, bitch. But a certain amount of days after 9/11, that metal was still at like 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit or some crazy shit. Aluminum melts. Yes, it does, but it also cools, and it doesn't take it 2 weeks to do so. I never heard about that, but I do agree that the extreme heat could weaken the steel beam. Obviously, it's not going to melt them, but it could weaken them enough to fuck up the structure. It could weaken them enough to fuck up the structure, but it's going to more than likely weaken it on the side of the impact. So when that fucking happens, it's going to collapse into itself. It's not going to go straight down. The reason why I think it went straight down is because of the shearing cuts that they might have done on the beams. And there are pictures of beams at ground zero with those cross cuts. Yes, and they say that's just coincidence. No, I don't think so. I got kind of mad when I was arguing with that Roy dude, and I brought up Nano Thermite, and he told me it wasn't a real thing, and I put peer reviewed studies in there, and he was like, "Oh, that's not peer reviewed. That's just not even real." I'm like, I'm putting peer reviewed studies, and you're just gonna tell me they're testing things that's not real? Really? They're doing tests on things that some doesn't exist. It's got to be real if they're fucking running tests on it. But then again, I'm not a fucking engineer or demolitionist, so I guess I don't really know. But that's what the studies told me. There's a lot of questions. I don't know what the fuck happened, but it's definitely not how the commission report is. It's not that to a T, that's for sure. Well, if they want to lie about one part of it, they're willing to lie about all of it. I mean, this is another thing how it is for me. Remember that Jerry episode where Eddie Bravo was talking about he can't trust NASA because of what NASA did in the past, and Joe Rogan was talking, and Joe Rogan the Nazi said scientist. Yeah, but Joe Rogan is saying that that's a different people, etc. Yeah, I understand that, but living in a society where countries have lied or governments have lied for fucking ever. You never know. If we knew what was going on right now, there'd be pandemonium in the fucking streets. So, look, they lied about Pearl Harbor. They had multiple different reports that shit was coming. The Gulf of Tonkin was a motherfucking lie. What was
Iran
that?
Contra.
What was the one?
Iran Contra.
What was the one where we were gonna fuck up all the Cubans that was under JFK, but JFK denied it? Operation something.
Northwoods.
Yes, Operation Northwoods.
We were gonna kill Americans and blame it on the Cubans.
So there's been all this shit before, and look what came
Operation Mockingbird.
Yes,
all that shit that came out with Snowden. Oh, nobody even cared.
No one gave a fuck.
They were viewing everything, all of our emails, and everything, and the average person doesn't even know. Still, I bet.
Because it got suppressed. So look, they've been shown to do all these things, and for motives, there's always been a motive afterwards. It's called a false flag, not just so it can fucking happen, so they can get something done afterwards. With wars, they get people hyped up, so they'll support it. Boom. They need patriotism. Boom. Speaking of patriotism, what came right after 9/11? The fucking Patriot Act. What'd that fucking do? Infringed upon our rights, which is exactly what fucking Eric Snowden in Operation Mockingbird said. I'm bringing it full circle on you motherfuckers. So if it fits, I mean, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck. Just because I don't have a goddamn duck expert there to tell me.
My question is, so Snowden exposed all this stuff with WikiLeaks, and then we got the Freedom of Information Act. With those two combined, if 9/11 was an inside job, don't you think we would have some kind of declassified information on it now between those two, between WikiLeaks and the Freedom of Information Act? I feel like we would have found some fucking hidden shit. Because we found all that shit about Hillary and everything. Why wouldn't they fucking say some shit about that?
Maybe the whatever he had access to that was, past his pay grade. You know what I mean?
But
maybe that was locked up in a different vault.
But the Freedom of Information Act is what legally released all those fucking classified documents.
Do people follow the law? Do the people who create the law follow the law? Do you think they give a fuck with that? They
released a bunch of other sketchy shit that people didn't know about.
And how much do they still have that you don't know about? You think they told us everything? Is that an honest thought that you have? I understand you're playing devil's advocate, but I'm asking.
No, I wouldn't think they told us everything, but you'd think you'd find out about shit like that.
You're right. But maybe it's because everything official that they have on paper is what they wanted. Maybe they don't have any declassified information. Maybe that was the point.
Could be. What about Sandy Hook? Did that shit happen? Some people think that don't even happen at all. And there's a lot of compelling evidence. But at the same time, that's a lot of... It's a whole town you have to get in on a conspiracy. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably definitely happened. People say the Holocaust didn't happen too.
That's true, and if you watch a YouTube video on it, I bet they'll produce some compelling evidence too. You never know what's real and what's not. So yeah, I don't think that many kids you can't get that many. You can't get a whole town to say these kids got murked.
You want to know what pisses me off about the Sandy Hook thing? And this is kind of irrelevant, but you know that picture that goes around of the chick that they say
doesn't even look like the other ones.
All four are different females.
They don't even look alike. There's two that look kind of similar, but
and the rest of them are
what are you talking about?
It's did she get fucking hit by a bus in between these two instances? Because goddamn. And why would they use the same one?
The ones that look alike are Sandy Hook and Boston bombing. But yeah, why would they plug the same actors into four different fucking things? But the government does plug actors into situations, and Alex Jones proved that with those riots that were going on in LA.
This guy who comments on our video right now changed his name to Andre Ward Wins by 3-piece to the balls and dick. Go check out this man's channel. If it focuses, I'm plugging you right now, sir.
It's not going to focus.
Oh, well, I'm going to turn down the goddamn brightness on this bitch and it better focus.
We're about to end this shit soon anyways.
He said that Floyd's going to kick Connor in the dick, or Connor's going to kick Floyd in the dick and win by DQ.
We can only hope.
Connor's going to feint the kick. Floyd's going to look at the ref, say, what the fuck's he doing? Then Connor's going to stick him with a straight left. And then he's going to get done just like Floyd did Ortiz. The best dose of karma in the fucking world.
Victor Ortiz was doing well before that, too. I watched that fight live, and I was so upset when it happened because I hated Mayweather at the time. And it was so confusing to me because Ortiz was landing good combos on the ropes and then just headbutts him. Hey, they're playing Anthony Joshua right now. Wondering,
Good shit.
Cool. Yeah, go HBO. HBO pay-per-views to plug. At least I think it's Joshua. Pretty positive. He's so big. How tall is he?
6'6", I think, or 6'5", or 6'4".
What's he weigh? What's he weigh? Like 225?
Heavyweight.
But heavyweight in boxing is different. I think he's 225.
He's a big fucker. Yeah, they got super heavyweight, ultra heavyweight, motherfucking everything.
Yeah, he's a genetic freak too. He's big and shredded.
You think there are people
his
Oh,
jumpsuit says
right.
"fuck fear."
This guy whose name's M Sharp, he's been commenting some fucking truth. You're right. It wasn't nuclear. It was military. It was thermite. Have you ever heard of the thermite theory?
I know, and I was just talking to you earlier about Nano Thermite. Me and Roy arguing about that.
The guy said it was
a whole bunch of. Yeah, but the engineer Roy says Nano Thermite's just spectacle, and it's not a real thing that's been proven. He said it's a made up thing that truthers use as an argument, but it's never been proven as a real thing.
Well, then what the fuck? That's a compound, and if it's found in the dust, so that must have.
Apparently, it's not a real compound, though. Apparently, it's theoretical. They think they think it's a possible thing, but they've never proven it. But I don't know. I'm not an engineer, so I don't know. But that's what the engineer says.
Well, some people are politicians by trade. Doesn't mean they tell the truth.
I'm not saying he's right. I'm just saying that's what he fucking told me.
I'm agreeing with you, you fucking son of a bitch. Not everything
well,
I
you're
say
giving me
is
attitude.
Oh, man, I'm not giving
Change
you
your
attitude.
fucking tone.
I just don't like
Change
fucking
your
the
fucking
show.
tone.
Fuck you. What are you gonna do about it?
I'll kill you.
No, you won't.
Oh, Anthony Joshua's fighting some idiot. Zambano is the guy's name. Oh, they cut my stream.
They said, "Yep, you didn't sign up for this, bitch."
They said, "Yeah, you didn't buy this one."
So is that?
Yeah, we might as well cut it. We've been doing this
like,
for a while.
Well, we still got like 20 people watching. We have. It's been a successful one though. So,
guns.
If you motherfuckers haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. We do this shit fucking often.
I like the old shit too. Go peep the old shit.
Yeah, our old shit's damn near the same, but we got better quality now. So, and our quality's getting better. We got a mic coming in. We got pot fillers coming in. We got computers coming in. We got me coming in. Anything I can come into. Okay, this is what this is. This is the Team Nick and Gene Talks talk show, and I'm going off.